Do keep an eye out, though. I do have some new branding information personally to bring you guys. We can talk about that in the future, though. It looks like we've got a couple of players in the game. 59X finally got everything situated. We got the server restarted. We got everyone's games and internets and, I don't know, careers restarted. I'm not really sure. Maybe they went to some therapy and got their lives back on track. And here we go. First matchup between LATAM and ShKsters starting right now. And here comes your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. ConX5 bringing you matchup number 2, and Brutal GG living up to his name immediately, throwing down a combo into 59X's face. Brutal GG, a player we've seen do some really impressive things with just raw fragging ability. Haven't seen him a whole lot in action, though, joining LATAM to be a sort of a dual specialist this season. 59X, kind of the opposite, a much newer player, someone kind of on the up-and-coming side of things. Oh, and Brutal still maintaining that predictive aim, which you'll notice about Brutal, constantly keeping his crosshair towards his opponent. Then you can get shots like that. You don't necessarily have to fully anticipate. You can just keep your crosshair pointed exactly where you think your opponent's going to be, and if you can navigate him out backwards, lets you get off those little fadeaway shots. Even if you hit 1 in 5, it makes such a big difference. Oh, nice triple combo, though. So the first 2 shock balls, he actually was a little bit late. He adjusted on his third one and decided to shoot that one, got the kill, and maintaining control of that belt. Looking for the midair rocket, gets a little bit of damage, but gives up that 100. Shock rifle not up. He'll back up and try to just take some defensive shots, maybe grab that 50 armor, and be on his way. 59X the pain right now. Ooh, nice combo, ambushing him in mid. He's going to be aggressive here. One more shot is all he needs, and he gets it. So 59X on the board, looking for the follow-up kill on the spawn. Unfortunately for him, health is gone, and of course, Brutal just took that 50 armor, so he's not going to have much of an opportunity to stack up before contesting this 100. Going to be a dangerous jump. He actually gets it. Brutal threw down some stinger fire, but wasn't able to block him from grabbing it, but only 8 HP for 59X. He's going to be on the run here. Does deny that 100 armor, but I don't know if he's going to be able to really, contest the belt. He actually does, but a nice, intelligent ambush by Brutal. Just waited for him to make a mistake rather than putting himself out there. Just dared him to dive at that belt. Caught him with the rocket from behind. Gets the kill. Back up by 3, and a nice combo right there. Actually went back for health that he didn't need. Interesting. He could have followed it up for the kill. Brutal again. You see him creeping around the map. Just been very sneaky this game. Looking to pick his spots. Oh, had a perfect combo lined up. Didn't finish it, but fortunately for him, 59X still pretty weak. He's done a great job of starving him out. 59X right now just not really having an opportunity to pick up a whole lot of resources. And you can see smart play here. Brutal keeping his back to the belt, staying between his opponent and that pickup. He still has 5 seconds till the 100 armor spawns too, so we can actually bully him off of that as well. Oh, back-to-back snipes. Brutal. Like I say, I hadn't personally seen him in action a whole lot this season, but not looking too rusty at the moment. 59X tags him a little bit with the flak ball. So you can see Brutal now actually getting pushed off of that 100 armor. 59X doing a good job of grabbing himself. Ooh, some resources finally. There's some health vials. Oh, and under his control, eats a rocket. Both players heavily damaged, both less than 60 HP. Anything will get a kill. There's the snipe by Brutal. That's all it took. And 59X asking himself, why did that flak ball do 0 damage? Well, it's complicated. Physics is tricky. Had him right where he wanted him, but Brutal just outshot him there. And, I mean, truth be told, Brutal's going to outshoot most people, so It's very much his game. Nice look up shock primary right there. And 59X stuck in the corner right now, and Brutal just waiting for him. Almost halfway through this map, Brutal's got a pretty comfortable lead. Really no need to do anything. And this is what I'm talking about, keeping his crosshair on his opponent. He was able to go up there, grab the 50 armor, slide all the way that far through the map without even looking back. Gives you such an advantage to be able to move backwards through a map like that. Close range rocket versus shock, and actually 59X backs into that shield belt in the middle of the fight. Smart play. They both got less than 35 HP. This could be really dangerous for either one. Brutal grabs that 100. And just sort of playing defensive right now. Just keeping his crosshair trained on where he thinks 59X is coming from. Not in a huge hurry to push forward. Again, with the lead and time on his side. Big combo up top for 100 damage. One more shot. That 45 damage follow-up shot was huge. So he hit the 100 damage combo, and that really obviously ate into that armor. But that's the shot that turned 59X away and really kept him safe, was that follow-up primary. 59X one big shot away from getting another one on the board. Brutal on the run with 29 HP. But again, just playing very methodical, very careful. 59X, ooh, walks into another combo and another one as Brutal backs right into that belt and flips control just like that. Ooh, nice combo right now. And there is the concession, 59X. Down by 10, Brutal really turned it on there. And you can see belts one-sided, pretty even split on the 100 armors. And a couple of those were ones where Brutal just chased him down and got the kill right before it spawned. Actually, I think that belt that 59X grabbed was when they were in the middle of a fight. And he backed up into it, which was a smart play, but yeah, map control largely on the side of Brutal to GG there. You saw him running the map fairly comfortably a lot of the time. So up 1-0, LATAM, one map away from securing the first point. LATAM basically needs to be perfect in order to move up those rankings and tie with Mesa. ShKsters, really any points on the board would be nice for them. We'll take a look at those rankings after this duel, but certainly a lot for both teams to play for, especially.
Hail to the king, baby.
Well, I should say especially with another match left to go that involves Mesa right in the mix of things as well. Oh, midair rocket. Doesn't count in practice, but, you know, nice shot in warm-up mode. Here is your countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you a map 2 between Brutal and 59X the Pain. Oh, and right off the bat again. This time, 59X trading shots with him and actually taking the first kill. Brutal got the first shot, but not the first kill. We saw Brutal start off with a combo to take an early lead in map 1 and hang on and really just control the map the rest of the time. 59 with an opportunity to try to shoot his way back in. Has to be careful that goo will go on board with Brutal, who's on the run. Trying to catch up with him. Oh, almost nails him with the rockets going up the lift. He's trying to catch up to him. Eats some shock. Got the nice little zoom bug for 59X. We'll stick with Brutal GG for now so that you're not zoomed all the way in. Rocket's coming out, Brutal, big damage. That's going to earn him a shield belt. Only had 5 HP and gets the kill, 59. Unfortunate there, had Brutal down to 5 HP. He could have tagged him with anything before he grabbed that belt, could have got the kill. Big combo. Ooh, Brutal misses the follow-up primary. Had a nice, easy shot. And a good mid-air sniper shot by 59X. If he can track down Brutal here, he might be able to answer back and go back up by 2, but smart move by Brutal, picking up that health. Getting himself back into a safe spot to try to challenge this 100 armor vest that spawns in 10 seconds. Ooh, again, a kill by Brutal with less than 50 HP. So 59X here, one shot away from a couple of kills here. Instead, going Brutal's way. So belt spawns and more perfect timing. Ooh, the chase down by 59X. Unfortunately for him, again, a little bit late. He actually does a good amount of damage to Brutal to break down that armor stack, but not enough to take him down. Up by 2 now as Brutal rattled off 5 kills in a row, looking for the headshot. Misses it, but does do some damage. Unfortunately for him, 59X grabbed that 100 armor right after that shot, so we can pick up some health and go right back up to 100 over 100. $59. Oh, hiding around the corner. Unfortunately, Brutal saw him. I mean, it was actually, I think, much more obvious than he realized, but nice combo and follow-up shot by Brutal, just disintegrating him. Ooh, Rocket's coming down. 59 now had a chance there. We saw him do that in map 1, get into a close range fight around that shield belt, kind of back up into it in the middle of a fight to essentially double his health. Couldn't quite get to it that time. Rockets came in, didn't do what he needed, so up to a 4 frag lead, and Brutal now is looking rather comfortable. This is kind of what he looked like on ASDF. Got control of the map and kind of just ran. You know, ran the map, ran the resources. He's got enough of a buffer now where even if he makes a couple mistakes, he'll have a chance to recover. A couple of kills in a row, not uncommon on Erase. Oh, big opportunity for a combo. Doesn't finish it off, but does get the switch to Sniper and gets that to land. 15 seconds till the 100 armor, so he might be heading over there now. And I'm noticing Brutal really keeping that shock rifle away from 59X. So 59X able to scoop up that shield belt. Brutal again playing very passively at the moment. I think happy to just kind of run down clock. No real reason to you know, expose himself to any damage or anything like that. He's up by 4 with almost half the map done. He can really choose his spots, right? Can throw combos around. You saw that basically free damage to take off some of that shield belt armor. There's the rocket ambush. So 59X in position here. If he can hit a couple of shots, there's 3 in a row, 4 in a row. Taking Brutal GG down to 18 HP, and there's the 5th. And 59X showing why Brutal was trying to keep that shock rifle out of his hands right there. 2 more shots in a row. Pulling within 3, about halfway through this one, and I think that'll be a key control point in this map moving forward, is whether Brutal can keep that shock rifle out of 59X's hands. Shots like that, pulling him back within 2. Oh, Flak himself in the face. Brutal right now, nothing working out for him. 59X2 chasing after him with the shock. He has plenty of health and armor, trying to pull within 1. He has Brutal kind of tied up in that corner. But again, Brutal at this point in the match, not in any huge hurries to make any moves. Like, he's very, very patient at the moment. Oh, big bio rifle shot just whizzes right by 59X's face. He still have 20 seconds till this belt spawns. Brutal in a tough position there. 59X pulling within 1. Still tons of time left to go. Looks for the turnaround. Brutal gonna try to eat into that health and armor. Nice turnaround combo. Both players extremely weak, and the Stinger takes him out with 8 HP left. 59X looking for the ambush with the pistol. Might have gotten a kill off of that. With 8 HP and 100 armor vest, I'm not sure what the damage ratio is there, but that might have killed him. In any case, we do see Brutal. Basically, I don't know if he's back in control, but even things back out a bit. 100 over 100 versus 100 over 105. 100 armor does spawn right now, but neither player really benefiting from it much. So he'll go ahead and deny it, but get out of town as quickly as possible. It's such a dangerous area. The anti-combo doesn't do a whole lot of damage. 59X down to 100 HP, only 19 armor, so both players pretty weak at this point. Still 20 seconds to go till belt spawn, so there might be a bit of a position battle here. Whoever can get... Ooh, Brutal's out of shock ammo. That could be huge. He's going to just wait for the ambush. Doesn't have anything to really catch him around the corner. 100 armor spawns in 3 seconds. Belt in 5. Looks like 59X may just shoot down into it. And Brutal actually going to back out and maybe try to bait him down into it. You can see 59X back around by the 100. Nice headshot there by Brutal. Unfortunately, he might give up the belt here. So the timing of the power-up is going to be a little bit awkward at this point. Trailing rockets there by Brutal, just kiting him into the damage. Great ambush. Down to 21 HP, but he's got 59X down to 26 himself. One shot from either players will get a kill here. And there you go, 59X with the kill, pulls back within 1 with 2 minutes to go. Can you catch him off the spawn? They touch shock balls. Nobody likes that. And there is the follow-up with the primary. The flag. And another opportunity for a spawn kill. Pulls within... Oh, no, he pulls into the lead, I should say. He already tied it up there. Oh, close range battle, and Brutal with the clutch sniper shot. Ties it up versus the flat point blank. That was a very difficult shot. Earns him a tie and the belt. That shot right there could be huge if Brutal comes back, takes the lead, and finishes this one off. And there is the ambush. Caught him going to that shock. Of course, we know 59X definitely his most deadly weapon, definitely his most dangerous weapon in this matchup. So not surprising, though, that Brutal would chase him down with it. There's another kill to give him a bit of a buffer, and that might be it with a minute to go. We've definitely seen 2 kills in a row. Even earlier today rattled off. Oh, a nice turnaround combo. That was such a huge prediction shot. Brutal just looking very, very smooth right now. So 1 minute to go. Brutal throwing out the goo. Still has a 1 kill lead. 59X maybe with an opportunity to get one more fight in here to try to tie it up. I think Brutal trying to finish him off. Oh, the pancake damage. 59X lands on top of him, damage him, finishes him off with flak. With 30 seconds to go now, 59X ties it up. Oh, Brutal though. With another sniper shot. Hits him with a sniper right before the 100 armor. And now 59X on the run. Brutal doesn't have any armor, but if he can hit one more sniper shot, he might have had a chance. 59X, though, smart move to get back up to higher health. Brutal, though, finishes him off with a sniper with 3 seconds to go. 59X has no opportunity to finish things off, and he concedes with 1 second left. So there you go, a close one, back and forth. But Brutal GG takes that first point for LATAM in our next to last match of the day. See the chatter going back and forth, but in the end, LATAM with 1 point on the board. Good opportunity here to take a look at those rankings. So again, we talk about every point mattering. LATAM 5 points behind Mesa in that 4th place spot. They can tie them on points if they take all 5 in this matchup. Mesa Gaming closing out the day against All-Stars. So that could go either way. You could definitely see All-Stars taking all 5 points. You could also see Mesa getting some points on the board there to try to jump. If they can get 5 points on the board, they would actually jump Sons of War for the 3rd place spot. So much still left to be played here. ShKsters, for their part, if they can put a couple points on the board, they can jump ahead of Baguette, maybe take the number 7 seed instead of the number 8. So lots of opportunity for final ranking shuffling to happen here. But as it is, LATAM with 1 point on the board, that will put them ahead of DW. So that should secure that 5th place spot. But what happens from here? It's all up to LATAM. They can fight their way up 2 spots. We will find out, though. I'm not sure if they're going to go straight to TDM now. That was the first duel. We kind of played it a little bit out of order for scheduling purposes. We'll see what they do next. Looks like we have 4v4 TDM hosted, so we'll jump into that. All right, so it looks like we're jumping into the 4v4 portion of this matchup. This will be Nitro, which I would guess would be LATAM. I'm going to check the documentation as we crank up the jams here. You know what? I'm gonna literally crank up the jams here. We'll go raves. We'll go rave mode while we're building into this one. Oh, Nitro and Deck are going to be the map picks. Intriguing. So you can see the lineup so far. Matt, Crytek, Fabo, wouldn't be surprised. Well, I mean, I guess there's a few people that kind of swap around here. Chris Powell sometimes plays in there. Of course, they've got Plasma around. He could perhaps play 4v4. That's been one of the more intriguing things to keep an eye on as far as roster changes. LATAM, one of those teams with a pretty deep roster. They've also been swapping Matt around between being a dueler and being a 2v2 player. Chris Power right on command coming in. ShKsters should be around. We expect to see them join the server any second here and get things kicked off. Now, this will be a really interesting matchup. The map picks here are going to be Nitro and Deck. I actually think those are probably... it looks like Fabo Levy. I don't know if they're swapping them out. Looks like they're getting ready to go. But, yeah, those map picks will be very intriguing. I feel like LATAM is strong on both of those maps. Looks like they might be changing. Okay, there might be some question over which hub they're using, so we'll let them sort out servers here. All right, looks like we got some folks jumping in. Crush jumping in first. ShKsters on the way. Should be getting kicked off here in a bit. Guess I'll take this opportunity to talk about all of the social medias and stuff. So of course, UTProLeague.com. Of course, Razor Edge Gaming, the sponsors for the first 3 seasons here. Appreciate that from them. You can always go follow them on all of their social media stuff. YouTube, they've even been updating, uploading the VODs there. But yeah, so just we let them kind of sort out the servers and get ShKsters, I think, into this server, it looks like. We'll mention, of course, shout out to Dusik, the other caster for this season, bringing you largely the early games. Of course, I'm Connex5, bringing you the late games. You can follow me on pretty much anything by just typing Connex5 into the search bar, but you know, Twitch/Connex5, YouTube, of course. When I do my personal cast, that's where I'll be archiving them. UTProLeague, of course, keeping everything on their side so you can catch everything there. Looks like there's some routing issues going back and forth. It looks like some of the ShKsters players are saying that they are getting packet loss issues going to the GCP East server here. LATAM saying they actually have better routing to this server than to the NYC one. So it looks like there's going to be some disconnect there. Basically, different people having different routing to different servers. I'll let the admins sort that one out. You know, you joke about ping. I mean, to some extent, you know, there is an advantage to having played in a less than ideal scenario before, but but yeah, I don't think I would ever say that playing with a high ping is an advantage, even with like predictive netcode and stuff, where you can sometimes get weird things happen. But routing and packet loss is a fun issue to deal with as well. Sometimes you can have perfectly fine ping, and as somebody who played with packet loss a lot in 2K4, believe me, I've experienced it. All right, well, I'm going to take this opportunity then while they're sorting out servers to take just a quick water refresher break here. Maybe hit the bathroom. Feel free to do the same for yourselves. That way we'll be ready to go once they get into a server. And we can follow the action along. So feel free to hang out, rave to some of these sweet industrial electronica jams. provided to us via UTPO. And we'll be back with you in just a couple minutes once the server pops up. All right, guys. I think I've got a solution here. So from now on, for every minute that this match gets delayed, every minute everyone does one push-up. How's that? I think that way we'll get some, we'll get in shape here. It'll get everyone an incentive to be engaged with it. Yeah, I mean, I'm here for the blood and guts too. I'm here for that. As the kids say. Just letting them get final preparations. All right. Do I have to put a counter on my phone? Is that what's going to happen here? All right. Clock. No, timer. All right. The 1 minute timer is on. To push up every minute that we're waiting, y'all. Feel free to like stand up too while we're waiting. There's no reason to be idle. You gotta keep the blood flowing. Don't forget to hydrate. I see 7 people in a server, but I don't know if that means that's where they're playing. Okay, that's one. I gotta figure out a way to do this. Hold on. Watch out, cat. Okay, that's probably like half a calorie, right? Cool, that's like making up for, I'm already burning some of the sugar in this tea. Again, it's Southern style iced tea, of course, and none of this authentic stuff. I should have put in a yoga mat down here. Wasn't really prepared for this. If I had my webcam hooked up right now, you would have been watching the cat curled up in a ball sitting next to me all day long. But webcam's not hooked up. We're getting ready to move, so a lot of that stuff's getting packed. When I'm out of breath after like 6 minutes, you'll know. All right, that's another minute. All right, I hope that's not too loud on stream. Apologize for that. Okay, I hope everybody's following along at home. That's 2 so far. Buddy, we're still trying to get a server figured out, and for every minute that we're delayed here, we're gonna do a push-up. Looks like maybe they're jumping in the server now. Yeah, I do have 8 in the server. All right, we're not going to count it as over yet, so we're gonna, one more, and then we'll hopefully they get started. Okay. I'm already getting out of breath here, so hopefully they get started soon. All right, looks like they're readying up, so I think I'm going to go ahead and count this as us going. So I'm going to switch over to the game cam, and I think we're... Whew. Yeah, man. This is what happens when you cast every Sunday for like 2 months straight. I need to... After our finals next weekend, I need to start, I don't know, I guess doing some push-ups. All right, looks like we're readying up. I'm going to stop the timer. For now. And here we go. Players are ready, and we are kicking this one off. .4v4 map 1 going live. Here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 finally kicking you off for this 4v4 of ShKsters versus LATAM. We're going to be on Nitro first and Dex second. Could be very intriguing. LATAM starting off on fire, 5-0 in the opening moments. So we have seen LATAM play pretty well on this map. This map's kind of unique. It's a UT99 remake, so it's one that some people played in UT99. Was never really played in 2K4 or UT3 or anything like that. Don't even know if they made remakes of it. Relatively new to the UT4 scene too, so it's kind of an old and new map, depending on depending on who you ask. One of the interesting features, it has a health keg. So that's something that most maps don't have. You can see the same respawn timer as the amp. So it's something that you're gonna have to dedicate at least one player to keeping track of. Completely different feel to maps where you've only got the same 2 to 3 power-ups to really time and keep track of. It can make a big difference on a map like this. It's not, I wouldn't say this is a tiny map, but it's a very quick map to traverse. So it can feel really, it can almost feel, you know, reminiscent of something like Rankin for 4v4. Oh, the nice play there by Crytek. Smacking him from behind. So a lot of people don't realize that, but that amp crate there, there's no back to it. So if you shoot someone in the back there, if you shoot it against the wall, it'll splash through and damage them. Crytek in mid now with that damage amp and the sniper making quick work of ShKsters. Like I say, it's a really wide open mid, and it's a very quick map to traverse. So you often see that it's hard to avoid the amp runner on this map in particular. We did see it get dropped down. We'll see who can pick it up. Looks like it may have timed out there. 100 armor there does get grabbed. You saw Clinic grab it. It's going to be one-on-one against Crytek down here. Looks like he's got the sniper rifle. That's going to be difficult. Crytek was actually pretty weak. If he could have pulled out Enforcer, he might have actually been able to get the kill, but there's the double kill. Ooh, Clinic getting pushed back into the wall. They're going to have to back up. We do have everything spawning in 30 seconds. 100 armor vest spawns in 2 seconds. This is one of those kind of out of the way areas where you get the 100 armor vest along with link gun and shock. So this is a room that you'll often put 1, maybe 1.5 people in, kind of dedicated to holding it. So you got amp up soon. Memphis getting there a little bit ahead of time. Matt coming in to chase. B-Ball's there to help push him off. Amp up now. You also have shield belt right down range there. We'll see what happens with it. Memphis grabs amp. Looks like belt got grabbed by Fabo for LATAM, so a bit of a split with the power-ups there, and he goes down up top. Will anybody be able to get up there? It's really kind of an awkward position to get to. Crytek gets up there. He's got amp and sniper in his hand again, and this could be an opportunity for them to really push this lead in the opening minutes. Ooh. Everybody going down there. Crush actually taking out Crytek and himself with rockets. All sorts of damage. And this is one of those odd moments where, despite having so many pickups on this map, nothing's spawning right now. You can see ShKsters actually doing a little bit more damage overall, but look at that. 3-0 belts, 5 to 200 armors, and significantly more amp time for LATAM. The power-up control really making the difference so far. Crytek and Clinic leading their respective teams in damage. Still not even a third of the way through this one, but Oh, there's a couple kills for ShKsters, fighting their way back in, only down by 11. Do have the belt up. Crytek manages to get to it. LATAM's power-up control has been impeccable, especially in the last few weeks. They've just been getting better and better at keeping timing of power-ups, keeping their mind on them, where even if they don't have control of it, at the very least they can contest it. They can try to neutralize power-ups, and they've been doing much better with that. I guess just disciplined, fundamental kind of play. Crytek again with an amp sniper rifle in his hands, and this is a map where you can kind of run around and you're just playing aim trainer at that point. In the middle of the map with an amped sniper rifle, anyone you shoot is likely going to go down in one shot. Kind of just run around and be a human turret. It's so difficult to avoid. In this map in particular, you really have to kind of just bait the amp runner around a corner somewhere. Not going to happen there. Crytek pushes the lead a little bit more, back up to about 16 or so. So LATAM extending that out early on. Still plenty of time. If ShKsters can manage to shift control of this map, we have seen comebacks in this map. This is one where you can definitely churn out kills in a hurry. So if you can take control of the map, start getting those power-ups back in your hands, interesting things can happen. You see B-Ball taking that shield belt. 3 players from ShKsters were in position for that belt, so definitely a concerted effort to try to get control. Unfortunately, this is also a map where if you don't have any weapons, it can be very difficult. Actually, tons of damage coming out. B-Ball getting mauled by Matt's flak, but actually hit him multiple times with that Enforcer to try to answer back. Got back up to an 18 frag lead, already 50 points on the board for LATAM. Amp's going to be up right now. Belt will be up not long afterwards. We'll back up a little bit. And LATAM firmly in control of that amp. Looking for the sniper rifle, though, not there. Ooh, Fabo goes down. That may give the amp to Clinic, and it does. Not much health to work with, but that Stinger is going to be difficult to avoid if you can get into some people's faces. There's one kill right there. Another kill coming around that 100 armor, just looking for targets. Ooh, big flak balls coming out. Clinic having a pretty good game for ShKsters. Helping keep them in it. So less than a 20-point difference. I think what's going to be key is, you know, keeping an eye on those power-ups. I mean, you look at those armors. LATAM's got 2 players with 50 or more armor. Take another quick look at that. Still 5-1 belts and 10-3 vests, and that just adds up so much over time. Earlier on, remember, ShKsters actually had the lead in damage, and we're still down by like 10-15 points. That's what happens whenever the other team just has that much extra, you know, health and armor to run in with in every fight. Matt with a double kill there. We do have another amp spawning. Crytek in position for it again, and unfortunately for ShKsters, are not really in position to challenge it. I believe they may have lost timing of it, and that can be a problem, especially if Crytek's able to keep running around. Oh, he's got belt as well, and this is going to be a problem for ShKsters. They're in his face, but he's got amp, belt, and a sniper rifle, so going to be very dangerous spot to try to push this lead forward for them. Up to 20 points at this point. Matt on a killing spree of his own. Crytek, though, actually not seeing a whole lot, so a pretty decent job by ShKsters of avoiding that amp runner. Not the easiest thing to do on this map. So we do have about 15 seconds until that 100 armor spawns, and then a little bit of time until the belt afterwards. You can see Crytek in position. Crush giving chase, trying to track him through mid. Crytek bounces up and actually gets a kill. Clinic takes some damage. Clinic actually scoops it up, so no real timing of that by LATAM. Kind of uncharacteristic of them to give it up that easily, but there was a big fight over the belt. LATAM does come away with that. Crytek on a killing spree. You see Matt on a rampage. Getting their best aimers extra armor is really just the game plan here for LATAM. Nothing too secret about that. Amp is up right now. We'll see who's in position for it. ShKsters kind of lost control of this amp. They haven't really dedicated anyone heading over to it. B-Ball's up there now. He'll get it in his hands, but no weapons to work with. Oh, nice rocket. He actually, I guess, had rocket launch. We had Enforcer out. It's 1 kill with the rocket. Looking for Keg. It's not up for another 30 seconds. But a couple of kills and some more damage already off the backs of that amp. We'll see what he can do with it for the last 13 seconds, rather. And a big wave of kills by ShKsters coming off the backs of that amp. So Matt grabs another belt. I feel like he's had the belt on him all game. Yeah, 4 of them. So half of the belts that have spawned actually makes that 5. Most of the belts that have spawned going to Matt. I feel like he's just always had it. And 900 armors for him as well. Matt all over those power-ups. Keg, meanwhile, has been up for a bit. We'll see if there's anyone down there to grab it. It looks like B-Ball's got it. It'd be interesting to see if they keep timing of that and rotate someone through to try to contest it every single time, because that can really add up. It doesn't spawn as often as something like the 100 armor, but adding 100 health is pretty big, especially if you can stack that on someone with another power-up like the amp or even belt. Quick look at the scoreboard here. So Crush actually coming up with a big game. 3,100 damage for ShKsters. Clinic started off hot. Ooh, big flat coming up top there. And Crytek, of course, having a huge game. We've seen him go nuts with the amp a couple times. Matt going a rampage. Very efficient with 14 armors already total for Matt between the 100 and the vet, or excuse me, 100 and the belt. Belt does seem to have taken B-Ball does seem to have timed some power-ups a little bit. We'll see what he can make happen there. He doesn't have time to that Keg, but kind of gets chased in there, and Crytek chases him down. He'll have a little bit of time with this amp. There's 1 kill coming off of that. Oh, and catches B-Ball going down for that Keg. It's still not up for another 15 seconds. So a bit unfortunate. If Crytek had gotten stuck down there, he really wouldn't have been able to accomplish much. But the aggression by ShKsters not paying off for them. Keg is just now spawning. It's taken in time. And now Chris Power going to go into killing spree. So LATAM, as they distribute their power-ups, right? You can see Chris finally gets some armor under his belt, and now he goes into killing spree. Ooh, maybe he did some friendly fire there with that flak. They're going to actually trade off. So 2 players with 150 armor right now for LATAM. Super stacked. And with 17 seconds until this amp spawns, this could really be their chance to put it away for good. We're going to back up. You can see how much of this map you can just see from that sniper perch. It makes it so important to control that along with the weapon. And of course, amp over here as well. You do have that rocket launcher. And sometimes people forget about that. The rocket launcher around the corner. A nice take. ShKsters pushing through, knocking them off of that amp, taking it for themselves. They might still run short on time here, but that was a pretty nice push there to counter the positioning by LATAM. Ooh, looking for the mid-air rocket. Instead, goes for the splash. Perfect timing there, and that's really what it's all about. The difference between knowing the amp is spawning in a 3-second window and in a 1-second window. That's the difference between getting killed off of it and jumping up there and stealing it. You have Keg up. We'll go take a look to see if anyone's hanging out there. Chris Power actually gets it in his hands. And apparently he only had 5 HP, so good for him for grabbing that. He was getting chased down in there, able to get a kill out of it instead. That Keg can completely change things around. If you have 100 health, you got basically 200 health. You got 5 health, all of a sudden you have 104. B-Ball going on a killing spree. We'll go on board with him after getting a little bit of armor. 100 armor's up now. You actually have amp soon. We'll see what ShKsters can make happen. They're really low on time here, but if nothing else, they can try to build some momentum going into map 2. Amp's up in 5 seconds. We'll see if they can get a handle on it. They've got control of that top area of the map, which especially against LATAM is just critical. You can't let them run around and own the middle of the map with a sniper rifle like that. So high ground now. going to ShKsters. They're going to try to be aggressive. B-Ball on a spree, has that amp in his hands, peeks at Keg, not up, but he's got close range flak and a couple of targets. There's one down. There's another nice shot by B-Ball. Threatening to go on a rampage here to close this game out. Wouldn't be bad for building some momentum for map 2. It looks like LATAM's going to take this one, but we will be playing Deck next. Oh, the nice midair flak and shock. Ooh, combination, but Matt turns the corner, gets a double kill with the rockets. That'll pretty much do it here. 10 seconds to go, and look at that power-up control. This is what LATAM, it's kind of become their hallmark. Again, the last few weeks in particular, they've just been all over the belts, all over the 100 armors. Perfect timing, even when they don't pick them up. They've really gotten much sharper with their discipline and their positioning. So map 1 going to LATAM. That's the second point on the board for them. We'll see what happens on deck coming up next.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, we are on deck. Another UT99 map. This time, I mean, I guess technically an Unreal Gold map. And this one not going to be a secret to anyone. Definitely been played in every version of the game in the series. You can see so many ways to get up. Actually, something a little bit unique about this version of the map is that there are so many ways to get up to that amp from different angles. Just due to the movement of this game, if you can wall run and then wall dodge, you can get up there a few different ways. Of course, you can jump down from above, and obviously the piston. And the jump boots in this map, always so critical. The ability to grab those boots. We see so many times people grab the boots, head up to the shield belt down over the pit, and then even jump straight up to that damage amp. And all of a sudden you've got 150 armor, double damage, and you can really do some damage with that. We talked about the mid and nitro being open. Well, deck is pretty much the only map that's even more open. I mean, you can see it's basically one big ass room. You'll see a lot of sniping from up top. A lot of people grabbing. There's 2 snipers, 2 shock rifles on this map. So if you're a pure aimer, or you're a team that's pure aim, this is definitely going to be a good map to let that shine. I actually think that this is a map LATAM can really do that on, because even with high ping, they're very good aimers. You give them a couple shock rifles and a couple sniper rifles. Ugh. Shock rifle, sniper rifle, shock rifle, sniper rifle. Yeah. That's something that should be like vocal warm-up exercises. I'll mark that down for next week. In any case, 2 of each. Lots of opportunity to run around this map, relying purely on aim. You know, you got half of the big power-ups on one side of the map. 100 armor, of course, across the map over here down in the pit. Oftentimes, you'll have 1 or 2 players for each team dedicated solely to controlling this pit area. So you'll see people get really good at bouncing around these lifts, bouncing off of walls, you know, maneuvering through these crates. It's a really tight area. It's an area where you can shoot yourself in the face with flak and rockets very easily. You almost have specialists, people who specialize specifically in turning this into their own little battle arena. And for that, you're usually rewarded with 100 armor here. Shock rifle down low, of course, gives you access to these power-ups in mid. Of course, the jump boots we looked at and the shield belt. and the ability to shoot up. So if you do have people controlling the map from the top, you always have to be mindful of shot combos coming down from above. It can hit you right around the corner, right over the edges. If you're running down the ramp, you can just get blasted right off the side. And then, of course, there's the Jello mold. The big green slime pit. I'm sure we'll see a couple of people die in it at some point today, especially getting knocked off of the shield belt. Such a dangerous spot. Jump boots, again, even more. It's probably just as important for getting away from the belt cleanly as it is for getting to it. So it looks like teams might be ready, and we're going to go live here in just a moment. All right, looks like LATAM is readied up. ShKsters, I think Crush said maybe be right back. I don't know if he's back yet. Maybe had to make a quick bathroom break. Yeah, well, we were doing push-ups. All of that beer, caffeine, water, whatever they were drinking was just processing through their system. So I'm sure some of these guys having to run to the bathroom. All right, there we go. Looks like everybody is back for ShKsters. Should be getting kicked off any second now. Moving right along. We're just about the halfway point of this match. Again, one more match to finish off the day after this one as well. So, still a long way to go. But it's been a long season, and we are one step closer. So here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you DM deck. We've got LATAM versus ShKsters map 2. We saw LATAM doing really well to take Nitro, get things kicked off. They did take the first, we sort of played an early duel, get that knocked out for scheduling purposes. So 2 points on the board already. This would be a third point available. Remember, each 4v4 is a separate point, and then we'll play a best of 3 2v2, and we still have one more best of 3 duel. So 3 total points up for grabs still in this matchup. Ooh, Clinic with a headshot up top. Again, classic deck move, hanging around up top, sniping. Like I said, two sniper rifles, 2 shock rifles. When you control the high ground in this map, it gives you a lot of advantages, but Fabo answers right back. We do have Amp and 100 Armor spawning at the same time in about 25 seconds. We'll see who gets there first and how they spread out. ShKsters leading in damage. We've seen that last map for a little while as well, though. And LATAM was able to come right back, largely on their superior power-up control. LATAM, again, very disciplined approach. So we'll duck down here. Ooh, we see that Amp get grabbed. He goes down. Kills going back and forth. Crytek has it, but only 2 HP. What can he do with it? Big combo comes out. Looking for more damage. So he goes down. Crush able to grab that. He's going to sneak through mid looking for a kill. Only a 3 frag lead for ShKsters. They have to be careful not to fall in the pit there. Nice job, though. Ooh. Well, oh, wow. Well, didn't quite work out the way Crush was hoping there. But he answers right back off the spawn and gets a kill to revenge, so... Crush making amends for that one. Shoots his teammate into the goo, falls in himself. Respawns with the flag, immediately gets a kill, and we are back to a 3 frag lead. So 100 armor up, Chris Power with a double kill with that flak, and just like that, LATAM already fighting their way back in. Crytek was able to grab that 100 armor. We'll keep an eye on that because last map, that was really just completely one-sided. 100 armors and the shield belts. Totally in LATAM's favor. Let's get a look at both power-ups. We've got Amp spawning soon. Shield belt spawning below. Amp gets taken by B-Ball. Crytek grabbing belt. We'll go on board with B-Ball. Big flat primary. Has the sniper rifle out, looking for targets. Ooh, there's one shot down. Oh, I had another one lined up. Couldn't quite finish it. Probably a smart play to back out of there. We had 2 LATAM players staring him down. There's Matt up close. He goes down. A couple of seconds left on that amp, but nothing really significant. Crytek's got the most health. We'll go on board with him and see what he's seeing. Dropping down to the 100 armor. Who's been grabbing those? That's the third one for Crytek. 5-1. Look at that. Control of that pit. So critical. Only 100 armor so far for ShKsters. They have grabbed both of the amps off the spawn, and a 2-1 lead with the belt. Maybe more importantly, 300 more damage, and that's what has been keeping ShKsters in it. Again, power-up control by LATAM has been superior, but ShKsters just out-fragging them at the moment. So we will see. I mean, I say they've been out-fragging them. They've been out-shooting them, but again, extra armor, extra damage, all been going to LATAM, giving them the lead. And if LATAM can turn that corner... Ooh, Matt going on a killing spree. Looked like we may have seen him up top there. Amp did get grabbed. We'll see a teammate throwing him that sniper rifle. Looking for targets, threads the needle. That was a dangerous shot between his teammates. Doesn't really make a difference there, but he hits the shot up top, gets that kill. Again, has to be careful, doesn't want to shoot his teammates with Amp. We are playing with friendly fire on. Rockets coming down, and you see Matt being chased out. 100 armor actually spawning in 5 seconds. Let's go check out what's going on in the pit, because this has been dominated by LATAM so far. It doesn't look like they're necessarily dedicating any one player to the area so much as just rotating through. In fact, you can see this armor's been up for a while now, and finally Crush gonna head down and probably pick it up, I imagine. So there we go. I think that's only the second 100 armor that we've seen ShKsters grab. Make that the third. Actually, no, I think that is going to be the second. I thought that might have updated. So 8-2. And in such a close game, you got to figure that's played a big role, especially with, look at that, ShKsters widening the gap with the total damage up to 600 plus damage lead. So Amp did get grabbed by ShKsters. We'll see what they can do with it. Only down by 7. Big opportunity. Oh, he pistons right into the pit. Bell wasn't up anyway. I'm not sure if he had the wrong timing of it or what the situation there was there. But B-Ball now, Amp dual enforcer. That's actually extremely spooky to run up against. Those will do 44 damage apiece. Oh, and Matt spawns right in front of him, knocking him into the goo. That's an easy kill, pulling within 5, and ShKsters not going anywhere. All right, we're going to go on board with the belt over here. It's up in 1 second. We'll see who's in position. Crytek bonks going down it. Somehow B-Ball ends up going into the pit. Crytek, though, takes heavy damage. I think he somehow got away with 12 HP. Almost craters down by the 100 armor. So a daring escape there by Crytek. Could have easily gone down. Somehow comes away. Gets back up to 62 HP with the 100 armor. Oh, and finally goes down to Crush. So, again, ShKsters shooting their way back in. Here's an amp run and an opportunity. Oh, amp goes down. Big kill there. So is the amp in? Oh, it's in the pit. Amp fell down in the pit. Is he going to die? He's going to go for it. B-Ball takes 20 damage going down to grab that amp out of the pit. Now, can he make use of it? A lot of times you see people just go ahead and leave it down in there. It gets 1 kill with it. Throwing more damage down range. Pulling within 4. Looks like a 5-point lead again. Belt is up. Who's going to dive down under it? Chris Powell gets it. He takes a little bit of damage. Answers back, though, with a turnaround sniper shot. Nice headshot there. And Crush with a double kill. Crush right now going nuts with the flak. We'll go on board with him and see if he can make it 3. Oh, a little bit of team damage actually, but there's another full flak. Crush pulls them back within 5. An exciting game going back and forth here. We'll try to get an idea of what's going on. I mean, 5-3 belts. Still 12-4 on the vest. And there's the damage amp going back to LATAM. I feel like, oh, nice combo by Crytek. And he bounces up in the turnaround shot. Looking to extend this lead back out. Crytek on fire right now. Just mowing down ShKsters players. Oh, just like that, the instant killing spree. Somebody just cracked open a can of killing spree and shotgunned it. Up to a 12 frag lead instantly. And LATAM is taking complete control back of this map. 16 frag lead in what was a single-digit lead just a minute ago. And that was the furious flurry of shooting that LATAM needed to extend some sort of lead. I mean, we've said they've had a great power-up control. The ShKsters were just shooting their way back into this game, staying within 5, within 7. And then that amp run and the kills around it by his teammates just absolutely huge. Armor does go to Crytek. Again, I want to take a peek at the scoreboard. We've got 10 seconds till this amp spawns again. I want to head over to that. This could be critical here. We've only got a few amps left, and with such a back and forth game, it's up to 20, or excuse me, I should say 15 points now. But that was largely in the back of a killer amp run. If ShKsters can get that amp back under their control, they can make the same thing happen for them. But LATAM is turning it on right now when it counts. Oh, another opportunity for an amp run, but B-Ball takes him out. 2 big kills by B-Ball with the flak. Now what can he do with the amp? There's another kill on his side. Pulling back within 14. There's still 4 minutes on the board. Anything can happen. Turning the corner with that amp link. Oh, and Matt sneaks in behind him. He ran right into 3 players. Matt now with just target practice in mid. Pushes it back up, and now we're almost at 20 points. That was a big answer by LATAM at the end of that amp run. We'll see what they can do to close this one out. Still significantly more damage for ShKsters, but you take a look at that armor differential, 15-5, just dominating the pit. Even 12-6 with the small armors. This might be one of those games where ShKsters out damages LATAM by 1,000 and still loses by 10 or 20. All right, Belt and Amp coming up both in 5 seconds. We'll see what happens with it. B-Ball again. He's been all over the Amp. Unfortunately, hasn't really been able to solidify any long Amp runs. Every time ShKsters gets the Amp in their hand, I feel like they're getting chased down immediately. It's been such a hectic map. So hard to get anything going on. And ooh, nice dodge. He had some homing rockets coming in on him. So Chris right now, a little bit of damage. He goes down. That Amp is just sitting in mid. Clinic picks it up. Chases Matt off of the edge. He's going to take some fall damage and die. He goes down, and unfortunately for ShKsters, trades don't really help them. It's still about a 20 frag lead, and they're going to be running out of time here shortly. So you got Belt up in 10 seconds. That'll be the next to last one, I believe. Rockets flying down all around. Matt falls into the goo, just barely survives. B-Ball finishes him off. So nothing really coming away from that Belt. What we're looking at then, you got 18 seconds till this Amp comes up, and that's probably not even going to be enough time. It looks like LATAM may have locked this one down in the last couple minutes. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard. Again, almost 1,000 damage lead for ShKsters. Certainly haven't played poorly. Just that control of the power-ups coming into play, really saving LATAM here. I mean, ShKsters is deathmatching them very well, right, as far as just pure fragging ability. But we credit LATAM, we've said, you know, all of their matches, even the matches that they've lost in recent weeks, have had good power-up control. They've been contesting, they've been in position, able to keep focus regardless of the game situation. And this may have won them a map that they otherwise would have lost. Ooh, shots coming out. But I think it's going to be a little too late. You do see that up to almost a 40 frag lead here. I guess almost a 30 frag lead at 29 at the moment. And a strong finish by LATAM. ShKsters stayed right with them. Again, there was points when they were flirting with 1,000 more damage. So it's certainly not a bad showing by any means. I mean, look, you see Clinic with 5k damage, actually significantly ahead of anyone on LATAM. In fact, the top 2 damage dealers in the game are on ShKsters. So kind of an unusual map there, but you know, again, you talk about fundamentals, you talk about discipline, controlling those power-ups is so key. I wouldn't even say weapon control came into play, because you saw that damage output. So ShKsters, again, not a bad showing as far as damage is concerned, but credit LATAM with controlling the map. So Crytek versus AGV will be the duel here. I'm not sure if they're going to play the 2v2. Okay, I saw AGV with the game up, but it looks like they're going to play the 2v2 first. So we will jump right into that one. So we'll look through 2v2 TDM. Again, this will be best of 3. So you got Rankin first, Deck again second, and then Cannon will be the tiebreaker if it goes to that. Interesting, in the 3v3 roster, technically it's Chris, Matt, and Brutal GG. So we could see Brutal jump in, maybe depending on the map and server. We'll see if that ends up being the case.
Hail to the king, baby.
We saw him duel already, and he didn't play in the 4v4, so if they want to use Brutal for 2v2, they do have that option. All right, so right now it looks like Matt and Chris, pretty classic 2v2. So we did see Brutal GG dueling earlier against 59X The Pain. My presumption is that that would mean Crytek would come in and be the second dueler for LATAM. So then Matt going to go ahead and play the 2v2 here. And that's a little bit of that freedom that they get from having someone like Brutal come in and be a duel specialist. Now Matt can stick to the 2v2 portion. They don't have to make that decision. And Matt and Chris have played very well 2v2 together. B-Ball and Crush here going to jump in, see what they can do. Again, last map, very interesting. We saw ShKsters actually out-damage LATAM by quite a bit, but LATAM's power-up control just impeccable. Pushed him over the edge, ended up running away with him in the end. So LATAM so far taken all 3 points in this matchup. Still 2 more on the board, though. Remember, if LATAM can go perfect, they can take all 5 points. They will be tied against Mesa, which would be very intriguing given the last matchup of the day, Mesa versus All-Stars. All right, here we go. Getting kicked off. Here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5. Bringing you the 2v2 portion of ShKsters versus LATAM. Quick kill. Getting LATAM on the board. You see the fall awake shock. I mean, shock and sniper, of course, so important on this map. I mean, I guess they're important on every map, but that high ground up top there, giving you easy access to the amp, to the 100 armor, and to both those weapons. So critical. We see the kills just popping back and forth. We'll go on board with Matt because he's got a little bit of armor. Rankin, of course, the UT 2004 demo map. This being a remake of that, so another classic map. Oh, back-to-back flags for Matt. Just writing a Dr. Seuss book for us. See if he can follow it up again. And another one. There goes the killing spree, waiting on that belt to pop. It's going to go to Matt, and he's going to be well on his way to another monster game. But we'll see what he can make happen here. Only a 5-frag lead at this point. 20 seconds till the amp spawns. 23 until 100 armor spawns, so there'll be a little bit of a decision to make as far as positioning goes. Ooh, there's another amp shot coming out by Matt. And Matt with amp and sniper rifle, I mean, that's the formula for success here for LATAM. Oof, and there's another kill for the Rampage. And if Matt can stay stocked up on armor and they can feed him amps, I mean, that could be the game right now. This is a map in particular that really lends itself to that. Again, a map that's often played in duels. It's a little bit big for duels in this game, in my opinion. But gives you an idea of the relative size, right? Like it's... You get one player super stacked, give him a bunch of power-ups, can really go nuts and carry a team. And right now, Matt really taking control of the game early on. Still only a 7-point game, though, so it could definitely turn around. Look at that, 1,500 damage already for Matt. Oh, and another flak ball kill. So ShKsters actually does grab that amp. We'll go on board with B-Ball, who's got it. Fighting Chris Power away from it. Chris only has 8 HP, so B-Ball's got only the sniper rifle, gonna just overkill him into oblivion. Matt did grab that shield belt though, so see what B-Ball does here. Big damage falling away. Oh, he decides to be aggressive and Matt just plasters him. Matt has been on fire with the flak balls of all things this map. We're used to seeing his hit scan. Ooh, and he get a couple good shots there. And another flak ball kill. And Matt right now just taking over the game. Look at that, 2,400 damage, up 23 to 10. We're not even five minutes into this one, and right now, even from the grave, Matt manages to get a flak kill. What are his stats with the flak cannon? He's already got 10 kills with the flak cannon. Not something you're necessarily used to seeing on Rankin. That said, Crush is looking pretty stacked here. They got 13 seconds till the amp spawns. He wants to be aggressive. He can try to grab that and watch for spawners and chase them down. Oh, actually, LATAM's going to try to push him up. I don't think they realize how stacked he is, but he kills himself. Not a bad move there by Chris Powell. Chases him down, induces him to kill himself. B-Ball's got the amp. And Link Gun, and somehow manages to shoot around his teammate there. Matt, though, baits him into an ambush. He goes down. Crush has the amp now. And still 15 seconds on it, so plenty of time to cut into this lead. Looks like we've got a zoom bug there. There we go. There's the Butcher, full flak with that amp. We are still stuck zoomed in, but we'll follow to the end of this amp run. Just imagine we're playing the old school Quake where you can zoom in with every weapon. So there you go, a couple of quick kills. That was a huge amp run at a critical point in the game. Pulls him within 5. Crush on a killing spree now. And there's another full flak, this time by B-Ball, and as well as LATAM has played up to this point. ShKsters has shot themselves right back into it. Take a quick look at the scoreboard. Dead even on damage. 3-2 belts. Still a big 100 armor advantage for LATAM, and that's been big in the previous games. We'll see if that continues to be the case. Matt calling for a pause. Chris Powell may be disconnecting. All right, looks like Chris may be having internet drop for a second. We'll see if they repause. There we go, and get him back in. Yeah, sometimes Twitch can get out of sync. It's really fun and does weird things with your mic. I did tweak the EQ a little bit just for this match. See how that sounds. I want to get it tuned in just a little bit for the finals next weekend. So I'm curious if Chris is like just going to restart real quick, if that'll help. And looks like he's coming back in. They do still have Brutal GG, if need be, on the 2v2 roster. So Jokers aside, and I don't know what the status is on LATAM's Joker availability for the season. Remember, every team had a certain amount of substitutions they can make, sort of emergency subs. But they do have Brutal GG listed on their 2v2 roster. So if need be, they could sub him in if Chris is having kind of irreconcilable internet differences. So unfortunately, I think that might skew the stats a little bit. You can see it showing him as 0 damage. We'll see if that corrects itself. I'm not actually sure if that'll happen. But it looks like we do have all the players in the server, and we'll be getting back underway here shortly. Look at that, a 1-point game at this point. Hey, DC, we will have Mesa versus All-Stars. We still have the 2v2 and one more duel here to play. All right, so we got a 1-point game now. Amp is up. Belt is up. We see B-Ball grabbing Belt. We'll see if anyone's in position for that Amp. It looks like it's a foot race. B-Ball gets there. He might be able to take out Chris, and he does. LATAM still with the lead, but B-Ball with an opportunity to cut into it with that power-up. Him switching to that sniper, just looking around. And again, getting us the nice zoomed-in low FOV style. Look, I know some of you guys play like this anyway. Don't even lie. All right, so he's going to end that amp spree. Not a whole lot really coming off of that, but if nothing else, great power-up control for ShKsters to try to counter that of LATAM. Right as I say that, though, Matt able to grab that 100 armor. But ShKsters grabbing 4-2 belts, almost double the amp time. That's really been the difference in this game, keeping them in it. LATAM, remember, ShKsters did more damage in the 4v4 map. And they still went down because of the power control of LATAM. So if they can turn that around, oh, Chris with the headshot. Go on board with Chris now, although B-Ball does have that armor still. 20 seconds till amp spawns, and that could be a really important amp run to try to turn the tide. Still down by 3, now down by 4 at the halfway point. ShKsters has been doing a much better job. You can see B-Ball able to stand in there and fight them off really on the backs of having that shield belt, and he's still zoomed in, which is fun. Let's see if we can go on board with him, and yep, still stuck zoomed in, so we're gonna go third person for now so you can see a little bit more about what's going on. Fighting over that belt with that amp. Big fight here. Matt backs up into it, and that's a smart play by Matt. In the middle of the fight, he backs up into that belt to basically double his health. Allows him to survive, kill that amp runner. Amp was pretty much dead at that point, so no more damage for him coming out from it, but still a key kill. And what is now a very close game. Oh, you can see Matt now struggling to hit a shot. Finally gets some damage out on B-Ball. Belt's not actually up for another 15 seconds. 100 armor is up, though. Crush able to sneak around up top and grab it. You still have 10 seconds till Belt, so as much as I've complimented LATAM for their power control, it looks like they're actually getting to this amp way too early, and that could cost them. Chris does manage to sneak around and grab that shield belt, but amp is up, and it's going to be a foot race to it. And it looks like Crush is going to grab that. And this is a big opportunity now for ShKsters to try to cut into this lead. He's got the shock rifle and the stinger. He knows his opponents are weak. I think that's why he's going with the stinger. Unfortunately for him, this is a map where it can be tricked to ambush people. He's got a teammate right next to him, but he needs to find some shots to take. Look at LATAM just playing keep away right now, running away from him. And nothing happening. Wow, huge play there by LATAM. Again, it's not going to show up on any highlight reels, but able to just completely avoid that amper, not giving him any opportunity to do damage and cut into that lead. Matt taking him out now. That was a big turnaround. ShKsters had an opportunity. They'll have more opportunities too. There's less than 5 minutes to go, but you'll have probably a handful of chances for them to get a couple big kills and turn this around. Only an 8 frag difference and a few amps yet to spawn. There's some big damage coming out from Crush right there. I like that play too. Just Matt's ready to be aggressive. He's got armor, he's got weapons, and Crush is daring him to chase after him. That time Matt obliges, gets the kill. Still only a 9 frag lead. Cut it to 8. Amp up now. This could be a very important amp If anyone can actually go on an extended run with it, you see the grab, Crush on the run, only 4 HP. He goes down to Matt's flak rather. Matt on top now with the amp. What targets can he find trying to build this up? It's a double-digit lead now. Ooh, Matt's flak was so on point last map. Can't make it hit there, down to 13 HP. But the big fadeaway sniper. Oh, and I thought he killed himself. B-Ball actually takes him out. A little bit of amp time left for him. Gets some damage on Chris. Nothing too crazy. Chasing him down aggressively, but not able to finish him off with the flak. His teammate might get the kill, though. Crush does just that up top. Quick look at the scoreboard. Again, ShKsters more damage output, but the 14-7 100 armor advantage. They actually have been contesting shield belt pretty well, getting about half of them, and the amp has actually gone in the favor of ShKsters. They just haven't had a lot of really big amp runs. You saw that last one where LATAM was able to completely avoid it. Oh, Matt with the nice bait down towards that belt. He'll be waiting on it to spawn. And then you have 10 seconds till the amp. This amp run could be an opportunity for LATAM to put this one away, or for ShKsters to fight their way right back into it. Chris manages to grab it and get the kill. That was a huge grab with 2.5 minutes to go. If they can keep this out of the hands of ShKsters, it essentially would take a ton of time off the clock. Ooh, big sniper shot coming down the pipe, but with under 2 minutes to go, this could actually be a little too late. Only 30 difference in damage between these two. But again, to say it over and over, but look at that power-up control by LATAM and the difference that that's making in the score. So it looks like LATAM gonna come out on top to kick things off here. B-Ball gonna have one more amp run. We'll go on board with them. Oh, the amp stinger so hard to get away from down those long corridors. So 30 seconds to go. They're still playing it out very hard. But it does look like this map's going to go to LATAM. Power-up control again in their favor. Damage again in ShKsters' favor. We'll see if they can turn that around.
king, baby.
All right, so we're going to see deck again. I mean, this was an intriguing one. We saw what happened last time in the 4v4, exactly what we saw there on Rankin, where ShKsters out-damaged them but didn't have control of the power-ups. It was basically a carbon copy there in the 2v2, so ooh, interesting move. It looks like we're bringing Brutal GG in. Again, he was on their roster. This isn't like a Joker last-minute switch or anything. All right, so again, looking at this, yeah, Brutal GG coming in for wait, was it Krytek? No, it was Chris Pala, sorry. Brutal GG coming in for Chris. Chris was having some internet issues, so Brutal going to be playing from Europe, but with a 92 ping. And I think that could actually be a big boon for LATAM here. So here we go. Players are readied up. We got map 2 coming to you right now. 3, 2. Here you go. 3, 2, 1. And then it's game time, baby. ConX5 bringing you map 2. Between these two, ShKsters versus LATAM. ShKsters has been fragging very well. Now there's a nice frag there by Brutal. Ooh, and more flat coming out. So we see them bouncing around the pit. And that with a nice kill up top. I mean, it's kind of interesting, the early moments of a deck game, because you're not really going to be able to deny key weapons like you can on some other maps. Given that there's 2 snipers, given that there's 2 shocks, you kind of focus on positioning, and we see that the dive down to the belt, and Matt snags it but lands in the drink, takes a little bit of damage, still has a good amount of armor though. We'll stick with Matt. Brutal GG grabbing the 100 on the other side, and boy, that could be huge if they can keep that power-up control like they've had in the last few maps. LATAM here going into every fight with extra armor. That could be huge in a wide open map like this. And opening up with a killing spree is Matt. Amp in his hands. It can be very dangerous on a map like this, especially if you can control the amp. Follow-away combos there, not really doing much, but pushing them around the map a little bit. And Matt helping them open up to a quick 11-1 lead. Belt going his way as well, and again falls into the drink. Again, these players largely playing with high ping, so not easy to move around this map totally safely. And Matt, though, with the instinct, turning around with that flat cannon. It's so dangerous down in that pit to shoot that flak around. You can very easily smack into a wall and kill yourself. Ooh, flak ball to the face. B-ball answers right back. In the midair combo by Brutal, getting 2 people in a row. That's going to be a rampage. We'll go on board with him and see what he's doing. Only 40 HP. Another kill with the Rockets. Remember, Brutal coming in as a sub this map. Chris Powell having some internet issues. Brutal going to come in. I don't know how much he's actually played 2v2 with them in practice, but certainly his fragging ability in no question. Matt picking up that amp. Go on board with him, and already a 22-3 lead. LATAM taking over. And honestly, I mean, I think this is probably an even better map for them than Rankin, so. Memphis going to pick up that amp. Nice job actually taking out that amp run and just charging him. Should have mentioned to see Memphis coming in for Crush. Did have a sub on ShKsters' side as well. Both teams have 3 players on their 2v2 rosters, so again, no crazy Joker last minute sub shenanigans going on. Just, you know, multiple players on their roster. Oh, the close range link, and Brutal laughs it off and goes dominating. We'll go on board with him and see what he's up to. He's got 150 armor now. Still 25 seconds till that amp spawns. Oh, B-Ball actually steals that amp and gets the kill, but Brutal takes him down. Has Memphis dive in front of him and actually has to back up. So nice defensive flak there. Unfortunately for them, Brutal still going to be running around the map. Finally goes down. Amp's in mid, and he might just pick his own amp back up. Whoa. Bit of a turnaround there, so we'll change the camera. He actually goes down in mid, and a big double kill. Matt with a double kill combo. B-Ball does grab that belt. So I'm noticing B-Ball in particular seems to be a bit of a power-up hawk. He's been able to challenge a lot of these power-ups this map. It's made a big difference, at least as far as like their ability to get there in time. Unfortunately, LATAM at this point running away with it a bit. So ShKsters was able to shoot their way back in. I mean, that's really the only thing that kept them alive. The power-up control of LATAM in the 4v4s and in the earlier 2v2s, impeccable. And then now with this team, LATAM is also out shooting them, and that could just be a very difficult hurdle to overcome. B-Ball going down. You see both LATAM players with armor. We've seen how important that is. Brutal now also with the amp. We'll see what he can do. Oh, easy shot on B-Ball. Actually misses the first one, hits the harder one. Gonna be pushing up top. He has jump boots. Don't be surprised to see him. Oh, I thought he might try to ambush him, and instead gets the easy kill off the spawner. And Brutal going for the long range duel. He actually manages to kill him, so kind of a dangerous move. He dove right on top of that box. Only 5 HP. And still churning out kills. How many times have we seen that on deck? You just stand in mid with amp and a sniper rifle and just basically play duck hunt there. Just point, click, point, click. People die, you win. Just that simple. Oh, close range flak finally wins the ring around the rosy game, and this is really just a Brutal show at this point. I mean, Matt's been doing, Matt actually has done more damage, but look at that 28-4. Highly efficient game for Brutal. And you're starting to see the power-ups stack up. You see that 6-to-1 belts for LATAM, 12-to-100 armors, mirroring kind of what we saw in the 4v4. I think they had 2 or 3 times as many of those vests. And that just really adds up. It's so hard to go into a team fight with significantly less armor over and over and over again. Eventually, even if you can put down damage, it's going to hurt you. And in this case, LATAM also out damaging them. And it looks like this one will just reach the halfway point. It looks like this might be out of reach for ShKsters. So this will be the 4th point on the board for LATAM. Remember, this is the best of 3. This will be the second map. We played the first duel early where Brutal was able to win his. And then we will end up moving on to the last duel of the day. Between these two teams. Sorry. We got one more match to play. Last duel of the day between these two. And last duel of the season between these two. One thing to keep in mind, we got a long season. We still have playoffs coming up. But regular season finishing off for all these guys. Brutal just shock taping them down. Smacking them down off the spawn. And they just are not letting up. But again, last game of the season for these guys. No reason to hold back, I suppose, at this point. Rampage again. Brutal just having a monster game. We're going to stick with him for the moment. I mean, Matt actually dropping almost 4K damage himself. Amp is up. B-Ball does manage to grab it. So even in the midst of such a difficult one-sided game, B-Ball has been all over the power-ups. Credit there. Unfortunately, just not able to keep them away from LATAM, who's just been unrelenting this game. Memphis goes for a little bit of a swim. It was, it's still pretty hot in a lot of places, middle of the summer. Can't blame them. Memphis showing some aim himself with the shock juggles. Trying to get the follow-up kill. Oh, but Brutal smacks him down. You heard the 5-minute warning, so we're going to close this one out the last few minutes. And barring one more duel, these two teams will be done for the regular season. It can be kind of a bittersweet relief after basically 2 straight months of matches every single Sunday. Brutal GG going dominating. I guess we'll go back on board with him. I don't like to just stick with one player an entire match, but this one pretty much decided, and Brutal's decided to put on a show. Amp did get grabbed by B-Ball again, challenging those amps. Ooh, but Brutal smacks him down. Unfortunately, didn't have any health to really do much with it. Takes him out again. Or that was Memphis, rather. Takes him out twice. There's another chance to take out B-Ball and does it. We might be seeing an unstoppable here with one more kill. Oh, he just took that shot. Didn't even line it up. Was just looking for it and takes the combo to the face. So Memphis comes up, or takes him out, preventing him from getting that that unstoppable. Was 1 kill short. Brutal just got a little bit greedy there. So both LATAM players over 4K damage. Pretty good showing there. Anything, once you approach the 5K number, that's a huge number. Usually you don't have more than one player in a team really capable of doing that kind of damage. You can see still maintaining control of the power-ups, but this time ShKsters not able to do the kind of damage that they needed to do to stay in it in the other maps. So B-Ball with the amp in his hands again. Oh, they bonk heads over the belt, and it looks like B-Ball lost out there. I think Matt took it, and unfortunately for them, Matt, with Amp and Belt's going to be able to be super aggressive here. There's another kill coming out for him. He actually has a spawner right behind him, doesn't see him. So a lot of you might be wondering, okay, you're Matt, you're up close, you got the Amp. Why don't you pull out rockets or even flak or something? The thing is, Matt's game style, Matt's play style rather, in this game is such that the sniper rifle is his finisher weapon. Like, that is his link gun. That's just how he plays. He's very comfortable with close range, taking on link, flak, rockets with the sniper. One of the few players in the game that can really make that work. It's just a play style that he's developed from playing with high ping like that. So, you know, if you see that happen and you wonder why, it's no accident. Matt going to give us a double kill there, under 2 minutes. And Brutal going to have an amp, because why not? I think that'll be the last amp of the game. Nice patient shot. You saw him there threading the needle. Classic shot, just putting your crosshair between the crates, trying to time your opponent, because he can't even, I don't even know, you can't even hardly react to that. You almost just have to anticipate it and just time that click. 50 seconds to go, and this season will be over for these players, except for the playoffs. Again, next weekend, we will have our playoffs and the finals. We still have one more match today, though, so we got one more duel between these two teams to close things out. And the duel matters, FYI, in case you're thinking that, okay, since this map was one-sided, whatever, this match is one-sided. The last point in this matchup matters a lot for LATAM. That would put them at a tie for points with Mesa, and Mesa closing out the day against All-Stars. I don't know what the tiebreaker situation is, but that puts some pressure on Mesa against All-Stars to put at least 1 point on the board to finish ahead of them, with potentially buys and certainly seedings up for grabs. So big win there for LATAM to close out the TDM portion of this matchup. Two big, almost 11,000 damage. Two big games there by Matt and Brutal. That's a pretty scary 2v2 team. Nothing against Chris Powell, but we've certainly seen Chris actually come up big in 2v2s before. But I think Brutal also has the ability to play with a little bit more consistent ping in both hubs, you know, whether you're playing in North America or Europe. So interesting versatility there. We'll see if that comes out in the playoffs. AGV versus Crytek looks like that's going to be our last duel to finish off the next to last match of the day. So looks like we got both players in there ready to go. Let's just jump right on in.
Hail to the king, baby.
Looks like some more server talk coming out. Remember, we can go back to push-ups if we need to. I am still glad that we have the dramatic UT99 soundtrack in the background to make it seem so epic to watch these server discussions. Oh, looks like AGV is agreeing to switch servers, so... Alright, I'm putting the timer away for now. We'll see what happens. We already got 3 or 4 push-ups on the board earlier. All right. Server is up. We're going to jump on this.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, gonna check pings here. I will give them 2 minutes. If we haven't started in 2 minutes, we're putting the timer back on. All right, looks like they're ready to go, though. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Don't you make me wake up my cat by having to move him out of the way again so I can do push-ups. Just checking something, don't mind me. Uh-oh. No, not auto detect settings. Ah, crap, that's not what I wanted to. I wanted to click advanced. Why is auto detect the... Anyway. We'll be fine. It'll be fine. I meant to just check. We'll cancel that. Nothing to see here. All right, players are ready. Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. Then it's game time, baby. Connex 5 jumping in. Last duel of this matchup. Remember, we do have one more matchup to finish off the week after this. Crytek versus AGV. This will be the last regular season match for either of these teams. So early damage there by Crytek. We'll go on board with him. Ooh, big combo, just missed. AGV had him lined up. Crytek diving down. Belt obviously not up yet. I think he was just going to stack up some vials. Pings him from across the map. This is going to be a real... Oh, nice headshot from across the map there. I was about to say, it's going to be a real hit scan duel situation. Crytek comes out on top there, pushes him away with those rockets. AGV has to get on his horse. He wants to try to get over to that 100 armor and get something out of this. Nice move there, actually, taking the lift away with that flat cannon. That'll allow him to grab the 100 armor relatively cleanly. Now he can get in his face and try to contest him. Unfortunately for him, Crytek is just pushing him off that shock rifle. Not sure what AGV is lulling at there, but Crytek, you see, just really running the map at this point. I mean, having that lead lets you be so, ooh. Oh, careful with where you want to be. And Crytek with 3 HP gets the kill, but no health is up. He's going to have to run around, and it's going to be a foot race. You can bet AGV is going to want to cut him off. He hears him in front of him. Going to slide around. 100 armor's not up for 10 seconds, so he's just looking for health bubbles. Takes more damage. 103 seconds. That's not going to do him any good, though, unless he can get some health. Oh, AGV's got him corner, and smart play by AGV. Cutting him off. denying him basically any health there. Catches him peeking, and then again off the spawn to tie it up. So AGV looking for that shock rifle. That's going to be a critical weapon for both of these players. And right now, AGV has every advantage. I keep waiting to see if he's going to decide to pounce. I mean, he needs to start a fight here. He's got 150 armor to nothing and basically the same health. Belt is up right now, but he can't let Crytek get his hands on. Oh, big midair rocket. One more could do it. And there is the kill. It looks like the belt got scooped mid-fight. I wasn't sure who took it there, but it doesn't really matter. He's got the kill. Oh, a nice use of that defensive piston that slowed down that shock ball. Crytek doubles back, not able to get a shock rifle though, so what weapon can he get? He's got rockets. He's probably going to want to get a hit scan weapon. You can see AGV anticipating that. Circles around to grab that sniper. Just denying resources at this point. Doing a little bit of damage while he can. More than anything, AGV just keeping Crytek starved out of any weapons and armor. We'll take a quick peek at the scoreboard. We have about 5 seconds until the belt spawns. We actually got a big fight down by rockets coming out. AGV is going to be on the run. Crytek earns himself that weapon, or excuse me, that pickup. And now what can he do with it? We're about the halfway point. Still down by 1, but Crytek now has every advantage. He is going to be running a little bit low on shock ammo. Might want to scoop that weapon up. And these two right now are just playing chess with the shock rifle. You can see all the shock balls being thrown around, having to back up and grab more ammo, just trying to be the first one to catch the other player around a corner. A little bit of damage there, and there's the big combo that he wanted down to 13 HP. One shot could do it. There it is. Ties it right back up. We're halfway through and still dead even.
5-minute warning.
So you heard the 5-minute. Crytek, though, this is still a great opportunity for him. Even though AGV was able to scoop up 75 armor, this could really be a chance for him to build a lead. Anytime you can get a kill on a race, you want to multiply it. Get 2 or 3 kills, whatever you can, because you know your opponent is just as capable of doing the same thing. Nice combo lined up by Crytek, but couldn't get really any damage off it, but I like the idea. Oh, 2 more quick stabs with that shock primary, make it 3, and AGV is going to be on the run, feeds him a flak ball in midair, though both players extremely weak. AGV takes him out with a close range flak. Just handed him that flak ball. You just saw the smiley face, and down to 10 HP, gets the kill and the shield belt. That was a huge fight. Could have been a tie right there. Instead, 10 HP left. AGV survives, grabs the belt, and now he can be aggressive and try to build a bigger lead. Oh, but he's got to be careful. Crytek takes him down to 20. Now he's on the run. These two players, after a few minutes of just being back and forth, that chess match I was talking about, jockeying for a position, both being hyper aggressive. But AGV able to get back up to 80 HP. Crytek back up to 100. Who will be in position? It looks like he's just waiting on that 50. He's got a little bit of time left. 100 armor's up. He's basically going to concede that in order to snag, I should say, that 50 armor. We'll go on board with Crytek. He took that 100. He's in position now if he wants to try to ambush him right here. Oh, he had rockets. Just did a little bit of damage, but AGV is going to be on the run. Leading up to this shield belt. 5 seconds till it spawns. Oh, Crytek missed that jump. He's going to be a bit out of position. The falling sniper comes up big. He needs one more shot. belt will be his unopposed. 100 armor spawns in 5 seconds. He can get there and contest it. He might be able to catch AGV going for it. Oh, you saw what he wanted was the lined up combo. Only gets the primary. One more could get the kill. Interesting. He's got AGV pinned in the corner. He decides to back up. Maybe trying to bait him out, make him think that Crytek moved away. Oh, you saw him peeking for him. One more shot. Another one has him down to 41 HP. A single primary will get the kill, and he does. Pulls within one. Crytek with just over 2 minutes to go. Looking for one more kill, but he gives up the 100 armor off the spawn to AGV, and AGV's got rockets. This could be his opportunity to try to put it away. All right, 10 seconds left until this belt spawns. This belt could be crucial, but AGV with the lead. If it looks a little too hairy, he could easily decide to just give this one up and go grab that 100. Crytek's going all in on it. He grabs it. Perfect timing. AGV does decide to back up. He may go for the 100 armor, but a turnaround primary close range against Flak. This is going to be a dangerous spot for AGV. He's not going to be able to get over to that 100. He does scoop up the shock rifle, but Crytek will be well equipped to try to track him down. He's got to try to guess. If misses that 50-50, sniper rifle hits. Looking for another, hits him again. And this is his opportunity to try to tie it up. Just has to find him. One more shot will take him down to be finished by anything he has. Oh, just misses with that shot in midair. Both players have taken some damage and are on the run. Big combo lines it up, and Crytek clutches it with a minute left to go, ties it up. And he's in great position here with the 100 armor to try to take control of this one and not play for overtime. AGV is stuck back by the 50, and he baits it out. Double combo by Crytek. AGV crosses over, and he goes after him with the link. AGV, risky play. Gives up the belt again. Unfortunately for him, 100's not up for 10 more seconds. And Crytek is in control. 2 quick shots. One more could do it, and that could be the game winner if he gets in front of him. Has him in the corner. This is where Crytek wants to be, but he doesn't have the right weapon out. He had rockets, couldn't quite hit it. And now with 30 seconds left to go, AGV was able to circle around and get that 100 armor. And now AGV with an opportunity here. If he can force a fight, he might be able to take the lead and finish this one off. Big combo. That's going to chase him away. We'll go on board with AGV, trying to finish this one off himself now with 15 seconds to go. Still got 20 seconds till belt spawns. See AGV just guessing left, guessing right. And both players happy to go into overtime. We'll have 2 minutes now. It's not sudden death, remember. It's whoever's leading after the next 2 minutes will add 2 minutes each time it stays tied. Oh, big rockets has him in the corner, and there's the air rocket by AGV to finish him off. Only 41 armor, but he's looking for the follow-up off the spawn. We see this all the time on Erase, and it's not over yet. Crytek, he can find a way to get a kill. AGV's only got 41 armor, and he's looking for the follow-up. He's not actually going after the 100 armor, so Crytek here with an opportunity if he can get a weapon in his hands. He's got Flak. There may be a fight over this 100. Oh, it looks like AGV able to scoop up that 100 uncontested, and that could be huge. Crytek pings him from across the map with that sniper. He's got another chance here. He's chasing him down up close with the sniper. Oh, nice use of the lift by AGV. Block line of sight, but he hits him with the flak. And there's the follow-up sniper. Crytek now down by 1, and he spawns right in front of him. 1 shot away from tying it back up. He's trying to be patient. He doesn't want to hit himself with a rocket. Ties it up with less than a minute to go, looking for the respawn. Doesn't happen in front of him. He's going straight for that 100 armor. Could be playing for a second overtime. Only 67 HP for Crytek. AGV took that belt. And at this point, he might be happy to just wait for an ambush. He can't keep him off of that shock rifle, so both players will be very well equipped. Will either one decide to go all in here? Here's the dive. I don't know if Crytek meant to do that, but he's down in front with the shock versus the link. 3 more shots coming out, and there it is with 15 seconds to go. Crytek juggles him with the shock. AGV out of time now. AGV's going to have to track him down, out of options. There's the 2 snipes in a row to close it out. And Crytek with the clutch in overtime. I'm not even sure if he intended to jump down in front of him there, but he did it. He ate that link. He just tanked it. And with the shock rifle, had to hit that shot. It was all or nothing. And he hit that last shock juggle shot, took the lead, followed it up, and came away with the victory. Whew, so kicking this one off with an overtime game. Pretty exciting start. Looks like map 2 will be decked. There is talk about whether...
Hail to the king, baby.
There's talk about what server to play on. Again, has been a consistent topic of conversation today. We'll put it that way. But it looks like we're going to ready up here and play it out here. So there you go. AGV versus Crytek map 2. Here's your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with map 2. We got Crytek versus AGV. We saw in overtime Crytek coming back to take map 1. That was so clutch. So many moments for both players in that one. Crytek starting off by going for a swim. Not one of the moments we're going to look back at. Fall away sniper answers. Both players less than 60 HP. One snipe could get a kill on either one. Oh, smart play by AGV. He grabs the health and the armor. Crytek down to 10 HP. And I don't think AGV knew that he went down the pit there. I think he guessed wrong. Still trying to track him down. So first blood goes to AGV, has him lined up. You saw him just putting his crosshair through the crates. We saw that in the TDM game, in the 2v2, just that classic deck situation. You're just anticipating the timing. Doesn't connect, but has him lined up perfectly for that 100 armor. Nice timing on the drop there. Another combo coming up. And the flak close range, so dangerous in the pit, but players that are really good at bouncing around in there feel very comfortable with it. It is so devastating. So up to a 2-0 lead, AGV starting off strong. So early damage all in AGV's favor, as you can see. Belt going his way, 2 to 100s. Only a 2-0 lead though, so Crytek's actually done a pretty good job kind of staying in it, given the dominance of the map so far by AGV. And there you go, Crytek steals a shield belt, doesn't get away with much armor, but does survive. Still 5 seconds till that 100 armor spawns. He's trying to push him out of it, but Rocket's going to be scaring him out of that. Mid-air flat going to miss. Oh, but nice timing there. Crytek zooms underneath, steals that 100 armor, and that's 2 quick armors grabbed by Crytek. And now this is kind of his opportunity. We'll go on board with him. If Crytek wants to be aggressive, try to close that gap, now's the time to do it. Couple of quick shock primaries. One more shot could finish him off. Ooh, and the problem with using that boot jump there is you can't get back up towards the flat cannons. AGV's stuck in that back room, but remember, he's got that 50 armor now. Nice patience there by Crytek. Just waited to hear those footsteps. Guessed 50-50. I mean, he really had no option. If AGV had gone up sniper side, there was nothing Crytek could have done, so he went all in on that one side. Waited to hear the footsteps, threw that combo out, got the kill, perfect timing. Pulls within one. The sliding sniper shot, trying to get a follow-up, can't. But look how stacked Crytek is. He's been soaking up those health files. It's easy to forget how how many vials there are in this map in that mid area. Whenever you're in control of this map, you can really use those to your advantage. You're not just, ooh, the headshot. Right? And it looked like a headshot to me, I think, from AGV, because Crytek was pretty stacked there. Could have been mistaken, but either way, nice shot to break down that armor stack and health stack that he had built up. Shots back and forth, and now AGV in control. Crytek trying to find a way to get some health under his belt. Oh, missing the jump up top. Having some ping issues, pinging up to 192, that'll definitely hurt your movement. He's going to have to settle for the 100 armor. He does get back up to 77 over 100, but he gives up the shield belt in that process. AGV waiting for him, trying to hit him with some rockets, but Crytek basically going to be bailing out at this point, looking to try to rebuild some health. You see him grabbing vials back up to 97. AGV with that shield belt, that'll allow him to be aggressive if he wants to be, or you can also play it kind of passive and maybe just run the map and scoop up those resources and deny Crytek. It's just so hard on this map with 2 shocks and 2 snipers. You're not really going to be able to keep either weapon away from your opponent. So we just hit that 5-minute warning. Only a 2-to-1 game. These two have been just rotating, orbiting around each other. Oh, and Crytek sneaks around AGV. Lost track of that belt. He had control of it. That could be a big grab by Crytek if he's able to start a fight here and come away with the win. We'll go on board with Crytek. He was able to take both armors now, so a big opportunity for him. He can catch AGV out. Look at him using those jump boots, going straight in front of him. AGV is down low, waiting, just trying to bait him out. You can try to see his feet. Look at that sniper shot, trying to get him the foot shot. Now AGV is trapped up top, and he does have rockets. That'll actually be really effective at clearing a path. He gets out, takes away some of Crytek's health. Fortunately for Crytek, 100 armor respawns right there, so got a bit of a long-range battle now. Crytek has to find a way to get those extra shots that he needs. See him trying to hit those shock primaries, but just no real opportunity. AGV doing a great job using rockets to keep him at bay. Oh, and he pushes forward at the shield belt rather with that shock rifle. Luckily for Crytek, he has those boots under control, able to scoop up that belt safely and almost eats a combo. Does eat a combo. AGV doing a great job of just baiting and damaging, and there's some rockets to the face. And another sniper shot to follow it up, and Crytek right now is in a tough spot. AGV taking some damage. A risky scenario for both players. Rockets to the back. Boots aren't up for another 20 seconds. And now Crytek's going to be stuck down in this pit, but he can shoot his way out. AGV down to 35 HP. One sniper shot could finish him off and tie it up. He's got a chance right here, and he tried to time it, just couldn't do it. Ooh, flak to the face. Ooh, shock to the face, but the flak wins. HEV clutch kill there. They were up close. If he misses that flak, he's got shock taping him down, juggling him into a corner. He could go down. That easily could have been a tied situation. Instead, he hits a big flak primary, comes away with a 2-frag lead. And with 2.5 minutes to go, that was a massive kill. So AGV now playing with the lead. Oh, but he eats 2 rockets. This could be a problem. Crytek takes him out, and now with the 2 minutes to go, you want to talk about a map where it's easy to find people off the spawn. That is Deck in a nutshell. Has him dive down right in front of him, looking for the rockets. Going all in for it right now. Crytek might have to back out, though. Nice job defending himself with that shock rifle by AGV. One more shot could take him out, though. He's going to have to cross Crytek's path at some point. But he scoops up that 100 armor, scoops up health, and just like that, AGV back up to 70 over 100. He forces him to eat that combo coming around the corner. Now AGV has the health and armor advantage. Quick turnaround by AGV in what was a tough situation. Oh, that big sniper shot that missed. That was the shot that Crytek, I think, really wanted. He's shooting him down with primary. Had the combo lined up, couldn't hit it, and AGV with another clutch flak primary. If AGV holds on to win this map, 2 flak primaries really coming up huge. That one in midair, the previous one with the shock rifle in his face. Still time, but Crytek's gonna have to just chase blindly and hope that AGV misses a shot or two. But Crytek down to 5 HP, less than a minute to go, and that could be it for him. So belt is up. That's going to go to Crytek, but with 30 seconds left, AGV is happy to just play defensive, run out the clock. You can see him kind of hiding across the map there. Crytek only 45 health, but he has 150 armor. He's going to try to close the gap. He's got the flak ambush. It's worked out so far well for him. AGV just feeding him flak, and that might be it. Crytek trying to give chase. I think that's going to do it. And those big flak primaries by AGV made a huge difference. Look at that. Actually still an advantage to Crytek for the belt and the 100 armor. But 700 more damage for AGV. So map 3 tiebreaker coming up. Last map of the regular season for both of these two teams, one way or another. And this is an important point. LATAM looking to pull even with Mesa in the standings. They need this last map. So here we go on solo.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, both players catching their breath. They know this is an important map coming into this tiebreaker. Again, you look at the standings. This point being the one that separates LATAM from tying Mesa. Mesa, of course, going to close out the day. The next match after this one, Mesa versus All-Stars. The two North American teams duking out. But that could either be necessary for Mesa to maintain their position, or could be all for naught, just for giggles at this point. LATAM already climbed the rankings with 4 points on the board, but they need that 5th. Take a quick look at it while they're going through that again. You see the standings, LATAM in 6th place, but they've already put 4 points on the board. Jumping DW, 1 point away from tying Mesa, but again, Mesa with the last matchup of the day against All-Stars, so a lot that could still happen. All right, players are ready. We're going to get this one kicked off right now. 3rd map tiebreaker starting right now.
3, 2, 1.
Here is your countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with LATAM versus ShKsters. We're going to finish it all off with this map. It all comes down to this one. Can LATAM pull into an even tie with Mesa in the standings? They'll have to take this map to do so. See 2 exciting maps split very close between these two, and Crytek with a turnaround combo. Rockets flying back and forth. AGV has actually done really well baiting Crytek into rockets and flak so far this game. We saw him finish off deck with that. In this case, Crytek's going to give chase, and AGV again baiting him. This time over that belt. Grabs it, gets away with that piston. Crytek actually down to 29 HP. If AGV knew that, he probably would have doubled back there. Instead, he's going to try to keep him off that 100 armor. Dives in, does a little bit of damage with rockets, but looking to finish him off. Unfortunately, Crytek was able to grab that armor, and the nice rocket to the side of the lift there, doing a little bit of damage on top of it. Crytek trying to shoot his way out of trouble, but down to 51 HP. AGV chasing him down, wants to start this fight right now. Trying to tie it up. Ooh, big combo lined up. AGV getting back-to-back combos to take him out. And he will tie it up now. It's 2 minutes into this one. Already a tug of war shaping up here. Ooh, that combo lined up. Both players now have had shock balls placed perfectly. Not finished their combos and potentially could have gotten kills. We'll see if that plays a factor later on, but they pretty much trade those. So pretty even at this point. Take a quick look at the scoreboard to see how it's shaken out. Significantly more damage for AGV, but sort of just been running the map and you know, you can see him 2-0 on the belts, but 4-0 100 armors. Crytek been playing, I don't want to say from behind, but maybe, you know, from not having control of the key pickups in the map. Doing a pretty good job of slowing down AGV. And like we've seen, AGV perhaps has been at his best when baiting Crytek to chase him. Walking him into rockets, walking him into flak balls, things like that. Speaking of rockets, there's a 3-pack heading straight for Crytek. That misses. Trying to combo him around the corner. Not going to happen. Crytek grabs that belt, but eats a rocket. AGV sees all his armor disappear. Crytek still relatively stacked. We'll see if he tries to close the gap and force a fight. He's in position for that 100 armor. Fall away sniper. One more sniper could get him a kill here. Oh, looking for the lead. And there he is. Comes up empty the first time. Follows it up. Hits the second shot. Now Crytek with the huge advantage being on top. Now he can play this one however he wants. It's still tons of time on the clock. So we see a 3-1 lead now. Crytek, oh, with another combo, and Crytek showing some great map knowledge right now, just corralling AGV and setting him up with combos. Oh, 3 more shots with that primary. One more could get another kill on the board. And like we said, when AGV was in control of the map, Crytek did a great job of slowing things down, keeping his distance. Not sure what AGV saw there. Calling GG, well, who knows? I mean, like you said, it is pretty late night over there for AGV. Maybe just head out of the game at this point. I mean, I think it's probably, what, like 2 in the morning over there or something like that. So